All right, hello, software applications class. Welcome to another exciting time where we learn how to do something with the Microsoft Office suites. So right now I have from yesterday my exported data from Revit that is now in Excel. So first thing I'm going to do is just make this data a little bit more readable. See there, I highlighted and then double clicked on the column border to fit all of the columns to the contents. To make this look a little better, I can highlight these three cells to where the title is and click on Merge Cells up here. So we have a mark type for the type of plant, each plant name, and then the count or then the quantity of how many plants are present in our total project, which is a sample architectural project from Revit. So what might we do with this data as it pertains to equations? What we might do first is get the total sum of how many plants, regardless of type, are actually in the project. So first, in this cell right here, let's write total and then press tab to move on to the next cell. And then we can type in the equal sign and sum. Sum is a shortcut function that will allow us to select a range of cells and then they will add them all up. So I'm going to double click on sum and then select my column which contains, or select my range which contains the counts for each of my plants in the Revit project. When I press enter, the sum is calculated to be 16, which is shown right here. What I might also want to do is create a separate column for cost. And say I know the cost of each of these. I'm just going to make some numbers up here. Say I know the cost per type of plant. I can make another column for that. And then what I can do is I can make another equation that totals up the total cost of each type of plant, which would be of course the cost per plant times the quantity. So I will type in this cell the equal sign with this cell, the cost per type, times, and here I'm using a asterisk symbol to denote multiplication, times the count, which is the cell right here. If I press enter, I get the total cost. So this is cost per type, or cost, let's say total cost per type. And I can double click on the column border to fit the column to the contents. So once I have this equation, I don't have to repeat it again for these sequential rows. So how I can not do that is I can click and drag the bottom right corner, which you will know you're hovering right over it when you see a plus sign, not the fat first cross sign, but the skinnier plus sign. Left click and drag all the way down, and you get your totals, your total cost per type. And then when we're done with that, we can say at the very bottom equals the sum of these will be the total cost period, which will be $377. Let's see. Yes, so $377. Very wonderful, very wonderful. That, in a nutshell, is how you can manipulate data in Microsoft Excel to get values that you are looking for. If I wanted to format this data further, maybe I might make this row bold font and maybe highlight it with a light gray. I might change my column headers to be italicized, along with taking the title of my data set, merging the cells together. There we go, to where I have a nice table. Notice in Excel you can also select a range of data, go to Insert, and then click on Table, and say my table has headers if you have headers included in your selection, and make a table to where you can sort things by smallest to largest. So watch me sort this row from smallest to largest. Ooh, and my data changed just a little bit, so I can edit it by just holding this bar up and pressing the check mark or enter. So now I can see from smallest to largest which type of plant is going to cost the most based on quantity. I can also do that for this row. So here now they are organized by independent cost. If you don't like this formatting, this is nature of the theme. You can go to the Design tab of Table Tools, go to Table Styles, and say no formatting, please, none. And say you wanted to bring this up. Say you wanted to edit the range of the table, like maybe I want it right there, so that I can bring this column up. And I have to edit the table again. And that's that. When you're done with this, you can save it and submit it.